Yes, and your name is, ma'am?
Karen Asper Jordan.
Excellent. Ms. Jordan, you are talking about the 17th of November 1967 Philadelphia School Board demonstration. We got you on part of this video at the moment, and we're broadcasting this and bringing this for the People's World, the People's Voice of Canada, and the working class chapters all across the world here. Journal of the Working Class Struggle will be broadcasting this as well. Ms. Jordan, tell us again about what you're thinking about that this brought about from that demonstration. What was the result of that demonstration, and how did people react to it?
As a result of that demonstration, we got to see, and people got to see police brutality firsthand against children.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, children were kind of vilified in the press, as usual. And you got people more conscious of the need for Black history in schools.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that opened a lot of people's eyes to the importance of that need. Now, today, can you say you have Black history programs in school? I don't think most people can say that. And what history are they teaching the children? So, on one hand, you got to remember too, back in the 60s, we were very conscious of what was going on. We had the Black Liberation Movement, we had the Civil Rights Movement, so we were all conscious of certain needs that we needed and the community needed. I don't see some of the same things happening today. I guess on a wide scale, not wide scale, I guess a mass movement.
Ah, I see.
A mass movement, just like the Civil Rights Movement was a mass movement. I don't see. I guess you might have more individual movements going on around the country. But the fight for freedom, the fight for history, that doesn't go away. And it seems like we're doing the same fighting all over again. You know, that it never stops. It's a continuum. You always have to fight for something, and nothing's really given to you.
And that was your last arrest, you said?
I believe that was. And now that we're talking about history, 30, 40 years ago. Yeah, I think that was my last arrest.
You know, this is very interesting because it seems to me as if all of what was done back then, and you're going down to the school board and being arrested with your friend and having all of this happen, what type of impact has this had upon the people that you know around you? Is it a good impact? Are they willing to fight more, or are they dropping back out of things, or how are things going with them?
Well, a lot of us are a lot older.
A lot older.
We're working. We have grandchildren now. You think we will be retiring at 66, 67 years old and older. But a lot of us are still working. We're still active in different aspects of our lives and the movement to a certain extent. A lot of us may not be with a specific organization, but we're doing what we can for our children, speaking out, educating people. Like I'm with the Cecil B. Moore Philadelphia Freedom Fighters.
Right.
Coming back from Girard College, those of us, it's been 50 years, and we're still together.
And you commemorate this?
Yes, yes. And we just had a reenactment of the May 1st demonstration at Girard College, our 50th anniversary. Cecil B. Moore would have been 100 years old this year. And, you know, to me, he was a lot younger, and I'm saying 100. But we're not that far off. But it just seemed, I just never imagined him being that old. And all that this man did, he is still not celebrated in the city. You know, people say, oh yeah, I remember Cecil Moore. But because of Cecil Moore, you don't have blackface in parades. That was in the 60s. He was the one that opened up the doors. He's the one that got the airlines when he was president of the NAACP. He got the airlines to hire pilots, Black pilots, airline stewardesses. This man did all of these things, and he had the community support. Because they had never seen a man like that, to talk the way he talked, to be as educated as he was, he was one of the most brilliant men that you would ever meet on the face of this earth. And he was a military man. He was a flag-waving military man. And I remember when we were arrested the day that Dr. King came to town, and they all spoke at Girard College, A lot of people came to see who was going to give the best speech, Cecil or Dr. King. And they both did well. Nobody outspoke anybody. And we followed them down to 23rd and Diamond projects. And Freedom Smitty asked for a ride back to Girard College for us to get on. And people said no. And so Kenneth took 2 flags off of the car, off the flatbed, because everybody spoke on the flatbed. And we said, well, he said, look what I got. He said, what do you have? And Kenneth said, I got 2 American flags. And the first thing we said, what do we want with some American flags? He said, well, you hold one right side up, and you hold one upside down. The upside down one is a sign of distress. And said, we can walk down the street, sing freedom songs, get more people to come to Girard College to pick it. It sounded like an excellent idea. Well, we started, we went down to, we got to about 22nd and maybe Montgomery, and the uniformed policeman pulled us over. And we jumped out of the car, they both jumped out of the car and said, you're under arrest. And we hollered, for what? And then he said, desecration of the American flag. And we said, we're just holding the flag upside down. Well, in the meantime, Lieutenant Fensel came up, the CD squad, civil disobedience squad came up to find out what was going on. And I'm fussing. Fensel, they're lying on us. You know, these guys are with us at Girard College. I said, Fensel, they're lying on us. And he said, what's going on? He said, yeah. And the guy said, we spit on the flag and we stomped the flag. Well, the people were around and they were getting upset about it because they knew we weren't doing anything. And Cecil said, Karen, shut up. Go get in the car. I huffed and puffed and I went across the street and got in the police car, in a CD squad car. And we were arrested. We were in front of Judge Clifford Scott Green, Kenneth and I. That's how I found out he was younger than me. We were both 16. And Kenneth and I got 6 months probation for that. We were vilified in the press. Desecration of the flag. Cecil was mad because he fought for this country because he was a Montford Point Marine. And Montford Point was a segregated part of Camp Lejeune down in the Carolinas. And that's where the black folks black Marines trained from 1942, I think, to 49. So this was his history. He went to Okinawa, Saipan, he went to so many places to fight in the war. And the fact that he thought we did something to the American flag, he was living. And then we found out we weren't lying, that we were telling the truth. You know, he kind of made us feel a little better. But he loved his flag. And something Cecil would say, it's like, he said, your mother may be a whore, but you still love her. And that's what he said about the country. He still loved this country. So, I don't know how I got to that point.
Well, I'm going to cut it right about here.
Okay.